Okay, guys, we're here outside of Bjorn's tower here, and yeah, we're gonna try to do Bjorn first this time. Mostly because it's something that, for once, I think we can do it. We recruited our new party member, the Bad Apple, Granny. She's actually not terrible, but because we get her so late, she's not super useful. But right now she's at max level, so this is the best she's gonna be. But she's really not that bad. Her HP is pretty fantastic. It's better than Rotten Apple's, though Rotten Apple has slightly better natural agility over hers, I think. I can't remember. But she does have the exact same equipment layout as him, so it's kind of like, a little bad. In any case, though, like, she has pretty good HP. Her resilience is just fair. Agility is only because I gave her the Mirai Bracer, but she has basically like 113? Yeah, 113, which is still pretty good. And everything else is just so-so. But she also has different abilities than the Rotten Apple. Sleep Attack, which is kind of good, considering I think what Rotten Apple had Paralyze Attack instead. If I remember right, it's hard to remember. She doesn't have Sap, but she does have Buff, which is actually pretty damn good because she can do one. You don't have to use Buff twice. You can just literally use Buff once and you're good. And she also has like sleeps. She basically is the sleep user of the apples, and also a little bit of blinding, which is okay. But again, most of those are not going to be very useful at this point in the story. But at least she could survive. That said, here is Doity, our fat rat that we finally built up after I showed you where we got him and all. Level 20. I gave him more experience than what I did with Granny, and yeah, he's not doing great. His stats are mediocrely well-rounded, I guess. We could try leveling him up some more, but then I feel like I'd be over-leveling Chromeo here, which you could see is doing pretty well. He took a ding in resilience because I went to the Treasures in Trapdoor track and accidentally lost 2 resilience, but I ended up gaining like 2 HP, so I was like, you know, the HP is kind of worth it, and I could always go back and either get the resilience back or use a seed or something. I still have not used any stat seeds, just so you guys know. But I think strength and HP seeds are going to be going just exclusively to Chromeo, because HP is a no-brainer, and strength, so Chromeo could actually do more damage, even though he has a fair amount of strength. As for the rest of them, though, there's going to be agility and resilience that I have to debate upon, because it depends on whether or not I really want to do much for Doity, because Doity doesn't have much. I don't know. For this fight, I am not bringing Doity, because he's more of a liability than he is of help. That's kind of weird, I know, but I'm just not going to bring him. He's just not worth bringing at all. So, it's better to have these two. Granny is a little less needed, but it is definitely a bit of a help just in case, because Bjorn can get through Chromeo's defenses. That's kind of an issue. But why don't we go over our item setup, though. Chromeo's got the Metal King Sword, Slime Curio, Happy Hat, and Magic Shield. We are 1 mini-metal away from affording the Metal King Shield, so soon Chromeo's going to have even better defense, and he could use it. These are just for wild battles, don't worry about those. He's got a Pax-a-Punch to get his attack up, and some Yig Leaves as well, just in case Granny goes down. I would have given Granny one of the Yig Leaves, but I kind of overloaded them with items. I probably get rid of the Fairy Foil, I'll be honest. I probably will do that, but the Icicle Dirk's for them to attack with, because their attack is not great, even with the Pax-a-Punch. And Staff Elevation they will be using because they're going to be playing the healer for this. And they also have a Zenithian Shield for reflecting the Kasap, so that we can get the defense down on Bjorn. That's another reason I wanted to bring Granny along, so Chromeo doesn't have to keep doing that and slow down the fight. It's better to have an extra person for that, and since Granny can actually survive, it works. Same with the Zenithian Sword, so Chromeo doesn't have to. So, but yeah, we're only going to be bringing these two, and then Monsters is just going to kerplunk himself, so that'll be it. So, anyway, I will meet you when the fight starts because, well, it takes a while to get there. I'll meet you there. It's boss time against Bjorn. Alright, first things first, you're gonna kerplunk. You... Chromeo does need to buff up, just so you guys know, because the defense is not quite up there yet. And you are going to go ahead and buff yourself. There you go. And that should take out monsters. Good. Alright. We're going to buff one more time. You are going to go ahead and heal yourself. Good. Okay, Chromeo's at a good point now. Unfortunately, well, they're going to have to buff themselves again. Alright. Now that we did that, you need to go ahead and Pack-a-Punch yourself. And you are going to buff yourself one more. That should just undo what he just did. I don't think it did quite so much, but whatever. And now you can go ahead and attack. You are going to go ahead and zenithian. By the way, I got rid of the... of course you did that. I got rid of the fairy foil so that Granny can just go ahead and use her own buff spell. And this is the part where Chromeo having Frizzle is pretty good, because he just... Bjorn just buffed himself up. But now Frizzle can continue the damage. A little less than physical, but it's still better than what the physical can do currently. And you need to heal yourself. It's great for when Granny's a little busy surviving. Also, I did forget one thing. Chromeo has Insulate. You should do that to protect Granny. That sounds funny. We brought a Granny with us. But okay, now that he just debuffed himself, you can go back to attacking. You don't need to heal. We don't need to refresh that yet, and we don't need to do that. Let me try Pack-a-Punching you just for shits and giggles. We have one extra. Okay, you're okay. I think I was supposed to buff her once again, but that's okay. But yeah, that Insulate helps so much. Go ahead and attack. Why don't you buff yourself one more time? It's cheap MP at least. There you go. And deflect it. Alright, I'm going to have you refresh the Zenithian shield because that's more important. Alright, good damage. But yeah, sometimes Bjorn can get past Chromeo's defenses, and if he just double attacks Chromeo, Granny might need to heal. Alright, let's see how you do when you attack. Okay, 82! Not bad when he's double sapped. Alright, well now Granny probably shouldn't, so... Let's see... Try Ice Cold Direct just to see. Okay, yeah, it's roughly the same. Alright, he just double buffed up. We're gonna have to... Well, we're going to have to Zenithian, but first, we want to have Granny to keep herself alive. And yeah, she's female. As you saw, it just said raises it above her head. Still buffed. But you're in surviving range. Go ahead and Zenithian. And there we go. Now we can go back to attacking. One buff Chromeo can still do better damage than Frizzle, but 2 is too much. Speaking of, I just want to see, are you at max defense right now? No, you are. Okay, I wanted to be sure. Alright, that's 1. But then it got ruined so we could continue attacking. Okay, good. Refresh your bounce spell. Oh, yeah. I hate that that Kasap can only lower... Kasap on him lowers his defense less, it feels like. I don't know. It's weird. Still in attacking range, if I remember right. Go ahead and just patch up yourself. Yeah, we're okay, because that's about what Frizzle does right now. But, you know, you're better off going in Zenithian anyway. The decision's more about whether or not to Frizzle. Go ahead and heal. But yeah, Granny's actually somewhat useful, and I appreciate that. Even if she comes a little too late. Better than Doity, though, because, I tried with him, but the problem was Granny spent her whole time having to keep him alive, and he basically just defended the whole time. It was just not worth it. Let's see. Go ahead and heal anyway. Uh-oh, I forgot about bounce. Please don't kiss that. Fuck! Of course. Get bounce up now. Please don't attack her. Oh, good dodge, Granny. You got it. Alright, you attack, and you gotta buff yourself out. But yeah, buff seems to do less while his Kasap does more, and I don't like that. Alright, now you gotta heal, but you're probably gonna have to buff up again later. Meanwhile, buff on him, it seems to do really good. Alright, keep healing. But yeah, at least there's some teamwork going on, and I do think, while I do think Chromeo probably, I think he can attack, can get through this on his own, it's still a little tough. Alright, he just reset. Oh no, he just triple buffed. Yeah, no. Frizzle and Zenithian Sword. And after that, I was gonna say shield. Okay, we're okay. Go ahead and Zenithian shield. But yeah, it's a little tough. Alright, that's one buff, but doable. You can still attack, and I'm gonna have you go ahead and Icicle Dirt. Yeah, it's okay. See, it's weird. Chromeo sometimes has, like, it does only so little damage, and then other times his attack does like 24. It's weird. When Bjorn attacks Chromeo, excuse me. Oh, right, Frizzle, because you didn't Zenithian Sword. There you go. Sometimes Granny's faster, but not always. That's why I rather play it safe with the damage here. But yeah, we mostly have this. Chromeo is a very good defensive support. I think your shield's fine. Go ahead and attack. It's only 50? Yeah, okay. Yeah, we have to wait for our Kasap to go out. Alright, that's one buff. You can attack, and you're going to re-up your shield. Good. And we can still attack then. Attack and Sapphire Salvation. I did consider, like, maybe having the Bjorn fight later so that Doity can level up more, but I spent a long time leveling Doity, and I took a Musk and I just fought only metals for a while. It was just annoying to have to constantly get the Frizzle and you have to do this. It was too annoying to have to level him up just to bring him here. He does max out around, I think 30, I think his max level is, which is stupid, by the way. But yeah, oh, there you go. Yeah, just Doity's just not worth bringing, and so please trust me on that. And the reason I didn't bring him in and just leave him to die is because I think he gets the experience still here when we're doing this. I'm not positive. I'd rather have him get experience than no experience. So, again, not positive on that, though. But anyway, that was Bjorn. I will try to bring Doity for the other two fights in the Talon... Is it Talon Tower? Wherever you fight Ladja and Slon. So, I shall meet you there. Okay, guys, we're here at Slon the Rook. And he's going to actually be a little tougher this time because we do not have any way to stun him. None of us have the ability to, and no one has... And I didn't get the Terror Crow this time because I was trying to do that little... Well, you guys won't know yet, but I'm doing a little side series with experimenting something with the Haytown. You'll see later, though. That's probably going to be happening after this what do you call it, challenge run. But yeah, in any case, here's where we are. Doity's really not going to be helping much, and Granny's basically going to be just trying to keep Doity alive. And Chromeo's going to do all the work yet again. Though Granny at least can contribute somewhat. Anyway, here's our stats at the moment. Agility's almost maxed out. I still have to go ahead and get back into TNT boards and fix the resilience, but otherwise, Chromeo is fine. It's only 2 points anyway. I got the Metal King shield on him, so his defense is amazing. But I did want to point something out, but I'll show that off in a moment with the items for now. We got Granny, same stats as last time. They're maxed out on their stuff. They're slightly... I've, again, never used any stat seeds on anybody yet, but Granny has slightly better stats than what is on the wiki, but I'm not sure if the wiki at the moment is more about rough estimates. Maybe the monsters get different have different level up possibilities each time. Who knows? But I haven't tested that out yet because I'm not at the point where I'm doing multiple monsters of the same in the same party type of thing, like having 3 bad apples, for instance. And now Doity. Doity's leveled up a little bit, but as you can see, his stats are pretty sad. He's just got a little bit better attack than Granny, and that's only because he equips better stuff and has literally 1 strength more than her. Agility's only because of the meteorite bracer, and I gave him a bunch of accessories just to try and help him out. And otherwise, yeah, he's pretty much underwhelming. Now let's go over the items here. And this is what I wanted to go over, but first, before I do. Metal King Sword, Metal King Shield, those are great. Happy Hat, and Slime Curio for the self-healing, of course. The Slime Curio may get replaced eventually, but not yet. And the Boomerang and the Poison Needle, that's just for encounters. But I want to point out this. See, that is dropped by metal dragons, which are located inside this dungeon. But the thing is, they only have a drop rate of 1 in 256. Now, one would say, oh, you got really lucky, that's pretty cool. But me, I'm starting to really think that the luck stat does affect your drop rate. I'm not positive in what sort of way, I just really feel like that's the case. Mainly because I mentioned it earlier in some of the fights that, you know, I've been getting a lot more drops than usual. And the fact that I got a Metal King armor, of all things, just seems pretty amazing. Now, this is still circumstantial evidence at best, because I could have just literally gotten lucky. I have not gotten this at all in any of my other challenge runs, even though I did try killing Metal Dragon every time. But I really do think it's because of Chromeo's amazing 255 luck, and they're being in the lead of the party. The others have subpar luck, but I do think it has something to do with the luck stat. I can't be positive still, though. So I just wanted to point that out. In any case, though, the only important things you really need is a Pax-a-Punch. Elven Elixir is not really needed. I just have it. And same with the Yig Leaves. I shouldn't need it, but in case Doity goes down, because Doity's the only one that will probably go down. Granny's stat items really won't matter too much, though, but she's got her best equipment right here, these 3, Steel Fangs, Tortoiseshell, Top Hat. The Elfin Charm, I got 2. I got one in Mantle Place, and the other on the TNT board in Fairy Lay. So I gave it to Doity and Granny. She's got the Zenithian Shield, but she won't need it for this fight. Staff of Salvation is the main thing she'll be doing. The rest of the stuff is just there. The Staff of Salvation is for her to heal, and I have her on focus on healing, just so you guys know. And for Doity has basically anything he can get. Magma Staff, because it's the strongest single targeting a weapon he has. Technically, the Flame Tang Boomerang is stronger, but only by 2 and doesn't have a chance to crit, so I went with the Magma Staff instead. So for Quiris, Scale Shield and Hermes Hat are the best he can get, but he'll get a Great Helmet later when we get to Naderia. And Meteorite Bracer just to give him something. He honestly, probably we shouldn't bother with it, but we did. Crude Image, same thing, probably don't need to bother, but we did. Elfin Charm. Fairy Foil to keep his defense up, and a Pax-a-Punch to give to Chromeo if needed. But otherwise, yeah, they're just going to be chipping away with damage. They're not very helpful, unfortunately. And I know it's a little weird to be going over item setup for Slon, but, well, I felt it necessary to go over the whole fact that I found a goddamn Metal King armor. That's the armor I may give to Chromeo if his defense doesn't hold out anymore. So, in any case, why don't we go ahead and get started. It's Slon. Go ahead. And it is lame boss time against Slon. Slon attacks, and that's all he does. So what we're going to do is Kabuff, and you are going to self-buff. Granny's on focus on healing, so they're just going to do whatever for now. And you're going to Kabuff one more time. You're going to go ahead and Pax-a-Punch Chromeo. Ow, quit it. I'm going to see if he needs any more defense. I don't think he does, but we'll see. Yeah, you did damage. Okay, there you go. Alright, and then Doity should be maxed out. Granny doesn't really need it. Granny's going to be focusing on stuff. And Doity does not have anything better to do than attack. But Doity does decent damage, at least. But as you can see, Chromeo probably could solo this. But we have buddies with us, we may as well use them. I will say, though, that Chromeo does need the buff a bit, well, buff, in order to actually survive these hits. Because it is hurting pretty badly. 18 every now and then. If they kept doing that, then Chromeo could go down. And that's where it's going to get tricky, because when we have enemies that could disruptive wave, we may be finding ourselves in trouble. And I think King Corral is going to probably be the worst, because he has a critical attack. But in any case, there goes Slon. He sure existed. But that's it for that. I'll meet you at Ladja, the second Ladja fight, which shouldn't be too bad. Well, second in terms of games, first in terms of challenge. Whatever. Semantics. I'll meet you there. Okay, guys, we're here at Ladja. So, once again, Chromeo's going to be doing most of the work. Surprise, surprise, I know. Granny's going to be mainly just focusing on keeping herself and Doity alive. We did gain a few levels, like, I think a level for Doity since Slon the Rook. So, but anyway, why don't we just go over stats real quick anyway. Nothing really changed much for Chromeo, but I always just like to just go ahead and do a quick, hey, this is what we're at right now. As for equipment setup. Alright, so for Chromeo, got his regular stuff here. Yig leaves in case Granny or Doity goes down. Same with the Yig do. I might do that in case they're both in critical and I want to make sure they're okay. But otherwise, Toxic Punch is going to be the only other item that Chromeo uses, and then everything else is spells and attack. Granny here, same items set up here. Staff of Salvation, going to be healing. The zenithian sword doesn't matter, but Yig leaves in case Doity goes down. It's very, very, very unlikely Chromeo will go down, though. And then Doity here, got his gear here, including the extra accessories. To be honest, probably does not need the Meteorite Bracer, but I have it on him anyway. He's going to be using the Fairy Foil, Zenithian Shield, but he won't be attacking much. He's more likely going to be defending. And a Yig Leaf in case Granny goes down, which is possible. So, but yeah, this is going to be a very long and annoying fight. Just know that. It's not going to be necessarily hard, but logic can be pretty bad. It doesn't matter what you say. He wants to test us. For asshole boss time against Ladja. Alright, so we're going to start off with Kabuffs. And I have Granny on focus on healing for the moment. And we're going to go ahead and use Fairy Foil on Doity. I probably, for the first turn, should have controlled Granny so he could buff. But at this point, he's going to be healing Doity. So, alright. We're going to do another Kabuff. You're going to defend. Very good. Okay, a third one will go. You got to keep defending for the moment. Because we got to wait till Chromeo's done kabuffing. Okay, not the worst. And I think it's a fourth one we need before we're done. Actually, you know what? Let's insulate first, and then we'll kabuff. Because everyone's defenses up are decently now. Uh-oh. Okay. Hanging in there, Doity. We're going to kabuff. You're going to defend once again. Alright, that's the last of our buffing. Now we're going to go ahead and Toxic Punch ourselves. Granny's going to be healing, so you're going to go ahead and Zenithian Shield. Thank you. It's all this setup, really. And then Chromeo attacks. Chromeo basically had to waste time trying to keep their partners alive. But otherwise, Chromeo definitely could just solo Ladja instead. You're probably better off. But I have him along anyway, so this is what we're doing. Doity's going to basically spam defend. Oh, Doity's bounce wore off. I gotta remember to do that. And you only do that when Doity has mostly full HP. But for the most part, Ladja will never frizzle anyone that has bounce up, but doesn't care if they resist or are outright immune to the spell. So, you may as well go ahead and keep bounce on Doity, so it'll only affect Granny and Chromeo. Granny has the HP to handle it, and Doity just keeps the bounce spell up. Alright, this is a point where Granny's not making sound decisions, so I'm going to take control. I'd rather top you off. You're going to go ahead and bounce spell again. Very good. Alright. Yeah, because when it's mostly full, it likes to try to attack, and Granny, I'm sorry, you're better off not bothering. Ooh, good miss. But yeah, it's the unfortunate thing here. Doity just really can't help much. Even if I maxed out his level, he'd only be at like 200 HP. Go ahead and keep healing yourself. So, yeah, Chromeo has to basically support their poor buddies here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put you back and focus on healing, because you're definitely going to... Your AI is going to definitely allow you to heal. I think Doity still has its bounce up at the moment. You saw, though, like, it does like 50 damage... Frizzle does 50 damage to Doity if, while defending, too. So that's why bounce is kind of necessary. And... Oh, yeah. Keep attacking. You can put bounce up. Keep yourself healed. There they go. Okay. I expected something gonna happen soon, but yeah. Bring him back. Bounce goes off. It's like, oh no, I gotta put it back on. Even though they're not using any spells right now. Alright, I gotta put follow orders on. You can go ahead and buff yourself, and you're gonna defend. Very good. Go ahead and buff yourself one more time. I'm gonna rebounce up, I'm assuming. And I think Granny's done with putting defense up on themselves. And then you can go ahead and go back to focus on healing. You attack and you defend. Doity should survive unless he gets double frizzled. But oh, it bounces up, so that's okay. But yeah, this is sadly the fight. Long and drawn out. Very good. Bounce is so useful, though. Oh, Insulate's not on Granny right now. I forgot about that, because he got revived. Let's go ahead and do that. Very good. I think Granny's gonna heal. No, Granny did dumb. Alright, you're in that awkward stage. Go ahead. That's the bad part. Like, it's nice to be able to rely on the tactics sometimes, but it's annoying when you can't. Alright, go ahead and top off Doity. Oh, right, you have to do this. Sadly, none of Doity's moves will work on here. It's a real shame, because Doity has access to poison, and poison seems like such a fun, like, status effect, and I kind of wish it worked on the enemies, but maybe like at half effectiveness. So instead of like 10% of their max HP, it's more like, you know, 1 or 5%, and so it's still doing very good damage, but... Oh, is everyone at max right now? You don't have anything better to do, sadly, because even attacking is not a... You may as well defend, because Granny can't attack very well. I debated on giving them an item so that they could go ahead and just, like, do attack spamming, but it really is not worth it. Is he... What? Well, you know what? I think he's immune to ice, but go for it, why not? Yeah, I didn't think so. I was pretty sure he was immune to cold. Yeah. So you may as well just defend. Re-up bounce. Okay, Doity's gonna be hurt. Oh, not that bad, actually. Because I thought even with Insulate it was gonna hurt him. I debated on you doing fast forward for this, but it's not... I don't think it's super duper needed. It's more like... Probably would be nice. Because we're waiting for Chromeo to slowly take out Ladja here. I will probably be using my stat seeds soon. because King Corral, I need to put life on Chromeo. Yeah, you guys can just keep defending. But okay, there we go. Jeez, I wasn't running out of things to say really, but yeah, the critical attack from Corral is 105, so having enough HP for it is going to be really necessary. With Granny and Doity basically playing as extra lives for Chromeo, that's probably what's going to happen there. But all right, we finished Ladja's fight, which was totally not painful in any way. Nope. And we are going to be moving on to Queen Farah's first. I'll be meeting you there.